today I thought I'd do a soup that'd be perfect for your Thanksgiving dinner. You can even have it made ahead of time, even a few days ahead, and just, get it in your fridge and then, warm it up or have it in your slow cooker Thanksgiving. It's a cheesy cauliflower soup with some fun toppings to put on top. And Ann, by the way, is really excited about it. How are you doing, Ann?
Wonderful.
I know it's a busy week for all of us, so Ann is buckling up too. So a sip of coffee and we're going to get to work on side dish number one, a cheesy cauliflower soup with bacon, croutons, extra cheese, and scallions on top.
You should explain why I'm excited, though.
Well, Ann is super excited because we've got tons of guests this week, and it's just busy, 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 busy. No, that's, oh, well, Ann's really excited because she loves cauliflower, she loves bacon, and she's excited about this soup. And the onions, the fact that there are onions in here, but they get pureed, so she won't have any chunks of onion. That's what she's really excited about. So, like most cream soups, we're starting out with some butter. And I'm sauteing some onion, which, as I mentioned, Ann normally doesn't do onion, but because we're going to puree this up, you're not going to see chunks of onions in the soup. So that's a great way to, hide the onion for the kiddos, too. A little bit of salt and pepper. And by the way, if you didn't catch me at the Gillette Public Library, I'm doing a holiday cooking demo at the Kimberly Public Library Thursday, December 5th, but I'm told it's filling up quickly, so pepper. Who's got the pepper? So call the library or go online and reserve your spot. I'm also going to be at Ladies' Night in New London on Friday. Big holiday shopping open house there. It's going to be a ton of fun, and I'm at a coffee place there. Familiar Grounds, it's called. I'll be there Friday afternoon from 5 to 6:30, so why not start your holiday shopping, come by and see me, have a cup of coffee. Should be lots of fun. Okay, so I'm letting my onions just cook for a minute or so, and I went ahead, this is just frozen cauliflower because for the holidays, it's one more thing that you don't necessarily have to do. Now, if you're cutting up cauliflower anyway for a veggie and dip tray, you could certainly use fresh cauliflower, so it's up to you. I talked a minute about getting the soup done ahead of time, and I'm a big believer in as much as you can get done ahead of time for Thanksgiving, the better. Thanksgiving is one of those meals that a lot happens at the last, 15, 20 minutes of the meal. So it's craziness in the kitchen, carving the turkey and getting that gravy just done and, heating up the mashed potatoes and all that kind of stuff. So a lot happens at the last minute. So as much as you can get done ahead of time, the better. So a soup course, if you're going to think about doing a soup course, that's, again, something you can get done ahead of time. Later, one of our guests is going to be making a broccoli wild rice casserole. Again, something that you can make ahead, have in your refrigerator, and then warm it up before the dinner. So start thinking of those things. Dips. Again, you can make those ahead of time. You don't want to be in the kitchen the whole time. You want to be enjoying Thanksgiving. And so that's one of the ways to do it, is get as much as you can done ahead of time, because some of it you just can't get done ahead of time. So in goes some flour into our butter and the sauteed onions. Real important to cook the flour for just a minute or two, just to get rid of that flour taste. We don't want our soup to taste like flour, right? That wouldn't be any good. And now we're going to add just a little bit of wine. You might have some wine around for Thanksgiving. And this happens to be the Forgotten Fire Wildfire White. It's a nice blend of wines, perfect for Thanksgiving turkey. I'm just going to add a splash of wine, which is going to add some nice flavor. If you didn't want to cook with wine, you could certainly leave it out. The alcohol will boil out of it, but again, you're just going to be left with a nice hint of flavor in there. Wine has a lot of flavor. And then we've got some chicken stock. Something I always have on hand, lots of it for the holidays. Chicken stock is one of those things where you can never have enough of it on hand for the holidays. If your gravy just isn't working out right, if your mashed potatoes need a little more flavor, you need more drippings, your turkey isn't giving you enough drippings, have at least 3 to 4 boxes of chicken stock. And I like to use the stock, the stuff in the box, because it's the real stuff rather than the canned broth. Let me tell you, you'll be glad you did. Wednesday on the show, I'm going to be doing Turkey 101. It's our main course edition of the Ultimate Thanksgiving Contest, and I've got my special way, secret way of doing a turkey. I think everybody has, and it's one of those things we haven't done in a while. I don't think we've ever done it on the show, is the, how I do a turkey to get lots of drippings. You don't want to run short of gravy. That is not a good thing. In fact, I want to have loads extra gravy so that I can make hot turkey sandwiches the next day, maybe a great turkey casserole or two. So gravy is a beautiful thing in my book. Okay, so now I'm going to add my cauliflower. And that's the other reason I'm using the bag of, this is a 1-pound bag of frozen cauliflower, is because it's going to cook quite a bit quicker. And I'm all about some shortcuts, especially during the holidays. Real important to season soup as you go, so we're going to do a little bit more salt and pepper. Oh, and by the way, our big night out is tonight. There may still be a few spots left. We're headed to Sambrullo's in Appleton. It's a 5-course Italian meal. Real excited about it. Somebody else is doing the cooking. I'm hanging up the apron for the evening, so please give us Sambrullo's a call and see if you can get in on the act. It's going to be a great time. 5 courses, Italian courses paired with wines. Should be a lot of fun, so hope to see you there. Okay, so at this point you're going to want to bring it to a simmer just to cook that cauliflower, but I'm going to go ahead a little bit, and if you don't have one of these fancy immersion blenders, you can let the soup cool just a little bit and then puree it in a blender in batches. This is the beauty of one of these babies, is that you don't really need to let it cool. You can just do it right in the pot. And I run out of patience when I have to wait for things to cool, so this is a beautiful thing. Just smell that little bit of hint of wine in here, and it really smells delicious. So if you don't have one of these, you might want to put one of these on your Christmas list. I know they sell them at Cook's Corner and other places. Now it depends how thick or how thin you want the soup to be. Sometimes a few little nice chunks of cauliflower I like, or if I'm doing a creamy, cheesy broccoli soup, a little bit of broccoli in there is good. Shows it's homemade, shows what's in the soup. Anne probably wants it really, really smooth. We're getting there, and our soup is starting to thicken too. I'm adding a little bit of dry mustard for some flavor. If you didn't have dry mustard, a little bit of Dijon mustard would work perfect too. And I'm going to let you do this, and I'm going to talk about some of the fixings, just to get it nice and pureed. Don't worry, we won't have to show you, we can show your hand. So I'm using some Springside cheese, which we grated up. It's so nice if you have the time to go ahead and grate up some fresh cheese. And when you're serving soup these days, it's really fun to think about some fun soup toppers. So instead of just serving some soup, think about some fun things to put on top of the bowl, or maybe in bowls around your soup if you're having it in a slow cooker, so that people can kind of put their own fun little toppings on the soup. So in this case, I've got some chopped scallions, I've got some croutons, and I've got some bacon. All things I thought would go really nice with this creamy cauliflower soup. How's it coming there?
Coming.
Good. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to take a break, and I just want that soup to come to a boil and thicken a little bit, and then I'm going to finish it off with my cheese. That's the last thing I want to put in, is my shredded Springside cheese and some heavy cream. But I want to wait just until it comes to a boil to thicken a little bit, and then we'll finish it off with just a hint of cream and a shredded cheddar cheese. So coming up, we've got two of our viewers here that sent in their ultimate, quiet down with that motorboat thing there, Ann. Our ultimate Thanksgiving side dish recipes. One of them's making a wild rice broccoli casserole. The other one's making a cranberry grape salad. Don't those sound good? So stick around. They're going to go head to head against each other, and we'll find out who the ultimate winner is later on in the show. So stick with us. We'll be back.